Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Debunked. Today, I'm going to be covering a topic that somebody actually asked me to cover. So, we are going to be covering Slender Man. Alright, so, we're going to start here. So, Victor Surge, Slender Man creator. 5 fast facts you need to know. Here's a picture of a made-up Slender Man. Okay. Victor Surge is the original creator of Slender Man, the mythical internet character. Mythical, guys. Mythical, meaning not true, not proven to be true. Who inspired Wisconsin 12-year-olds Morgan Geiser and Anissa Wire to stab their friend in Waukesha Woods on Sunday. Surge was the first to make the photoshopped Surge was the first to make a photoshopped image of Slender Man, submitting it to a forum called Something Awful in 2009. From there, internet users created backstories and more manipulated images of the character, and it grew to be an internet pop culture sensation. Here's what you should know about the man behind the meme. What do you know? It's a fucking meme, guys. Alright. Victor Surge's real name is Eric Knudsen. Slender Man is an internet, it said that already. Okay. So, on June 8th, 2009, Knudsen submitted this picture and this picture. There he is right there. To a paranormal Photoshop contest held by Something Awful forums. The competition asked people to manipulate ordinary photos into scary paranormal images that could pass as authentic. Pass. That means it's not authentic. Photoshop means you fucking manipulated the photo. The creators of these images added background information and captions to make their creations seem more believable. Eric Knudsen uses the name Victor Surge on internet forums. While he says he sometimes receives emails about the character, Knudsen is rarely recognized for the legacy of Slender Man. This isn't surprising, as the stories behind the figure were written by many different people who were intrigued by the original tentacled man Knudsen thought up. He fucking thought it up, guys. In an interview with the Slender Man blogger, Knudsen said, "I don't spend a lot of active time on the internet since I usually have a lot of real life stuff going on. Therefore, real life. Not Slender Man. Real life." He's heartbroken over the incident. What do you know? I would be too. A source who identifies himself as a former co-worker said on Wednesday morning that Knudsen is heartbroken over this and deactivated his Facebook account this morning. The sources said that Knudsen feels horrible about what happened and describes him as a saint and genuinely wonderful person. The person describes Knudsen as a saint and genuinely wonderful person. NBC reported Knudsen's official statement regarding the stabbings. "I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin. My heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act." Knudsen posted the above picture in 2009 with the following captions. One of 2 recovered photographs from Sterling City Library blazed, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished, and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986, photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986. That's what he said in 2009. He captioned his fucking photo that's it. On June 11th, he added another photo and created all up here, guys, created all up here. Let's get that through our thick fucking skulls. A longer backstory to accompany his original images. Leechcode 5, another SA user, then posted a photo of Knudsen's Slender Man in front of a burning building that he had edited himself. 2 days later, another user, Trenchmall, used Slenderman for his own story, and the character story, guys, let's highlight that, story, and the character his own story, and the character has continued to exist in paranormal forums ever since. He was in Nagasaki when he created Slenderman. Oh, that's interesting. DeviantArt is an online forum launched in 2000 that allows artists to post self-made images and works of art. Here is Victor Surge's personal Deviant page. I'll leave a link to that if you guys want to check it out. I'll leave a link to that in book down below. Knudsen's former co-worker says the Slender Man creator is American and from the Chicago area, but was living in Nagasaki at the time he used DeviantArt and created the images. The source said he was with Knudsen the afternoon that he created the Slender Man images. Whoa, that was weird. He created the Slender Man images and described the afternoon as boring. Knudsen is now 33 years old and lives with his wife and toddler in Florida. The last entry from his DeviantArt profile on April 3rd, 2014 concerns Slenderman copyright issues. Why copyright issues? Because it's fucking his. He made it up. It's his. Stop using it. Stop. Just stop. It's his. Commercial use of this property is not up use or exploitation by any parties without permission. Hence the copyright on the Wikipedia entry for Slenderman. Thank you for understanding. He made it up, guys. Knudsen's personal gallery includes the original Slenderman images he submitted to the SA forum in 2009. Knudsen didn't intend for Slenderman to go viral. I'll leave a link to this too. It's an actual interview if you guys want to check that out. In an interview with Slenderman blogger, Knudsen seemed shocked by how popular Slenderman grew to be. The interview took place on August 31st, 2011, a time when Surge had recently started reviewing fans' contributions to the Slenderman legacy. He admitted that he threw together the original Slenderman photos in about 15 minutes. That's all it took for him to create this beast that caused girls to kill another girl or attempt to murder another girl. Surge just started putting things together, using what he personally found to be creepy and the type of horror that intrigued him. The interviewer asked him if he had any interest in making a blog or lengthier story for the character, to which he responded, "I've thought about it, but I don't have time. I didn't expect it to move beyond the SA forums, and when it did, I found it interesting to watch as sort of an accelerated version of an urban legend." Knudsen's former co-worker also commented on the original photoshopped images. Yes, the original photoshopped images. He just made those initial images for the Photoshop thread that was really surprised when the internet took it and developed it into this whole big thing. Basically none of which he had any hand in. His idea for a Slenderman was inspired by Stephen King. In an interview with the blogger, Knudsen is asked what inspired him to create Slender Man. He said he was heavily influenced by Stephen King's short stories, H.P. Lovecraft, and William S. Burroughs. I feel the most direct influences were Zach Parsons' That Insidious Beast and Stephen King's short story, The Mist. That makes sense. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie The Mist, I mean, it wasn't a great fucking movie, but, I mean, you could think of a few things in there that Slender Man could have come out of. The essay tale regarding the Rake, reports of so-called shadow people, Mothman, and the Mad Gasser of Mattoon. I used these to formulate something whose motivations can barely be comprehended and cause general unease and terror in a general population. The creature is also said to stem from, I can't even read that, what the fuck is that? Der Grossman? A German folklore about the Great Man, a tall boogeyman from the 1500s. Serge has not confirmed that he was inspired by this guy. Alright, so, we got that. Let's go here. Meet the Maker. What is Slender Man? Who is Eric Victor Serge Knudsen? When is the film's UK release date, and what was the Slender Man stabbing? So apparently this is on a UK forum, I guess. A fictional character started with a Photoshop contest. There it is again. Started with a Photoshop contest entered by a man who had no idea the impact he would have on his creepy creation. Eric Knudsen has had an impact on popular culture as his character Slender Man became a part of modern literature, art, video games, and now even a film, and even influenced an attempted murder. Shut the fuck, get out of there. That's a pretty cool picture, if I do say so myself. A fictional picture of the character Slender Man. Two teenage girls said they wanted to be his followers. Who is Eric Victor Serge Knudsen? He was the first person to create Slender Man, a mythical character. I don't know if I'm going to have to repeat this stuff enough for you guys. He created Slender Man, a mythical character which was submitted to an internet forum called Something Awful. Although he has sparked the cult following which grew from Slender Man's creation, Knudsen says he does not spend much time on the internet. He's now 35, yeah, he said he was inspired by Stephen King's short stories, H.P. Lovecraft, William S. Burroughs to create Slender Man. Apart from the initial inception of the creepy figure, he has not actually been behind much of the fiction and artwork inspired by it. He said, I don't spend a lot of active time on the internet, since I usually have a lot of real life, there it is again, real life, not the Slender Man stuff going on. A grisly crime was committed after two girls were allegedly inspired to kill a classmate because they believed Slender Man was real. See what the power of the internet can do? They believed he was real, but he wasn't, because he was created by this man, Eric Victor Serge Knudsen, created for a Photoshop contest. Horror fiction! Knudsen said of the stabbing, I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin, and my heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act. There's one of the girls, yeah. Anissa Ware, one of the teenage girls who tried to murder a friend after stabbing her 19 times because she thought in her mind, because of the fucking internet, that this character was real. I'm not going to say there's any underlying mental disorders there or anything, but, she thought he was real. What is Slender Man? An entry into the competition from Victor Serge, real name Eric Knudsen, consisted of 2 black and white images of groups of children. He had added a tall, thin figure wearing a black suit. He gave the character the name the Slender Man. He did. Due to the addition of the text, the photographs became a work of fiction, and others expanded on the character in his story. Not the Slender Man himself. Other internet users. Knudsen's intention was to formulate something whose motivations can barely be comprehended and which caused unease and terror in the general population. His creation soon went viral as fan art and online fiction followed on. Here's another one of the girls, Morgan Geiser, the second teenager involved in the attempted murder of a classmate. What is the Slender Man case? The reach of the Slender Man has become so far that in 2014 the character was heavily linked to the stabbing of a 12-year-old girl, Peyton Leutner. She had been lured into the woods near her home in Wisconsin, U.S., stabbed 19 times, and left for dead. The reason for the attack by Anissa and Morgan, both now 15, was to prove the existence of the Slender Man. Prove it? It worked out so good for them, didn't it? They told police they wanted to prove their loyalty to him and become his followers. The two girls believed he was real and said they stabbed their classmate to protect their families from harm. They said they believed the only way to become a follower of the character was to murder someone. After this, doesn't that just sound batshit crazy? After this, they claimed they thought they would be his servants and live in his mansion. Well, it doesn't seem like that worked out too well for them now, did it? Because it's fake. He's fucking fake. How can you live in a fictional fucking mansion? How do they even know he lived? Oh, well, I guess maybe the story said he lived in a mansion, but in December 2017, I thought, isn't that supposed to have an S in it? Wire was sentenced to be committed to a psychiatric hospital for 25 years. Underlying mental disorder. It plagues a lot of people in this country. You know, it can happen to any, it really can happen to anybody. In February 2018, look at that, they changed the I to Y and they spelled it wrong there. Wait, no. What the hell? They keep spelling all these names differently. Was sentenced to spend 40 years in a mental health unit. So, Geiser was sentenced to spend 40 years in a mental health unit, and the other girl needs to be in a psychiatric hospital for 25 years. I'm not going to click on the images of the bloody t-shirt because I don't know if that's good for YouTube. But, so they are making a movie of the Slender Man. Because why? Because it's horror fiction, guys. I mean, come on. Use your head a little bit. I mean, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's fucking true. I mean, for fuck's sake, one of my friends just posted a thing on the internet that was talking about Bumblebee tuna being recalled because a human remains. You know how long it took me to fucking debunk that? Less than 20 seconds. Takes a little digging, guys. That's all it does. It's really simple. I mean, I can do this all damn day. I don't care. It's fun. I like to debunk stuff. I like to tell people they're wrong. That sounds a little fucking weird to me, but I mean, if you're gonna be an idiot and believe this shit, yeah, I'm gonna fucking straight up tell you that you're fucking wrong. I'm not gonna call you any other names, but you're fucking wrong. So anyways, guys, I'll definitely be dropping those two links, one for the interview, you know, and the other for his Deviant art page. I'm going to drop those links down below, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I love you all. Please subscribe to my channel.